Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to work on a 2072. Gentleman wants to put power steering on his 982, and we're going to take the steering column off. He wants the hydraulic valve and everything. We're going to do it a little bit different. We had a lot of snow. This machine was in the storage building. The floor's wet, so it's going to take me a little bit longer to get this apart. But I'm going to put you in a stand. We're going to... first, we're going to lift, unedited, we're going to lift this dash console right off, and we're going to unhook all the choke and the throttle and all the lines and everything. So I want it plug and play when he puts it on that 982. So right along, I'm going to put you in the stand, and we're going to get it apart. By the time I get done, I'm sure I'm going to be pretty soaked. There's no question about it. The first thing we're going to do is get the controls off in the choke and the throttle. And I'm going to move the camera around quite a bit. These things take time to do, but no matter what the weather is, you have to get them apart. So we're going to unhook the choke first. This is an M18, so it goes in from the back side on this one right here. You can put them in either or. I dropped everything down in there, so I'll have to get it later. I want to keep all that stuff organized. If I wasn't filming, it wouldn't have been so hard to get out. I'm going to get the choke off next. 1/4 inch to take them off. Now, obviously, you have to take off the fuel tank and everything. I already had that off. I already had the steering wheel off. I had to rethread it already. I'll show you that before the end of the video. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the dash unhooked underneath in the hydraulic area. It takes a 7/16 to do that. I'm going to do it just a tad different than you've seen me do it before. I'm going to put an extension in on 1/4 inch ratchet, and I'm going to get in behind here, and I'm going to take all these off. I'm going to loosen this one. This one hugs the steering column. This one holds a bracket that holds the hydraulic. These are really tight in this area right here. We have to unhook and it is off. We have to unhook the lever for the hydrostat. Now, a diesel will be a little bit harder, but I had a gentleman ask me how I do these, and I'm going to show you. Next, I'm going to unhook the hydrostat, and it's going to be a little bit tight in this area right here, but I'm going to move the hydrostat all the way up. I'm going to take the cruise control off while I'm here. It's broke anyways. In fact, I'll put you over to the side here. Now, this takes a 1/2 inch and a 7/16. It's fine thread, so it's a little bit more difficult. Before we get too far into the situation, I'm going to show you how I had to rethread it. The steering wheel fought me just a tad, not bad, but enough that I wanted to rethread it. Takes a 5/8 fine to do that. I'm going to slide the hydrostat all the way up. Slide it back. Now the dash is getting closer to coming off. I'm going to move this over this way. I'm going to unhook the hydraulics in this area right here. That's on the cross. Takes 7/16 to do that. They're 1/4 inch bolts. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to put this 2072 back together or not. It's a good runner. I had a gentleman that I'm a little short on M18s right now, so I might not put this one back together and sell the motor out of this machine. I used this machine to mow my lawn this last year. I already have the electrical off to the side. It's right in this area right here. Next, I'm going to get this bolt right here. This hugs the steering column. Takes a 7/16. So now we're all loose in this area right here. So we're going to unhook goes to the lift cylinder right here. Takes 9/16 to do that. They're GIC fittings, so they should break loose pretty easily, and they did. One thing about GIC, you don't have to have them awfully tight. Now this is for the cylinder, this is for the front remotes, and I'm going to unhook them also. While I'm in here. My goal is to lift this dash off and keep all the lines and everything, so all the gentleman has to do is drop it down in his machine, take his steering box out. And that's my goal. Next, we have 4 bolts, 2 on each side. They're 5/16. Going to use a 1/2 inch to take it out. Now the dash is nice and loose. The hydrostat's all unhooked. And I'm going to make sure that you have a good view. We're going to pick that right off there. And there we go. We have the dash all off. We've left the bezel right on there. This bezel here is in pretty good shape. There's no question about it. I'm going to put it off to the side. Next, we're going to unhook. Make sure you can see it. We're going to unhook the hydraulics. Then we're going to unhook the power steering cylinder. Takes 11/16 to do that. A lot of the parts I sell, the customer takes a look at the video. When they're putting them back together, they can see how to do it. Young fellas doing this job. I have a lot of young customers. Been a customer for a good many years. I love the youth to come here, and they're so passionate about putting these together. Now we are going to have to take the drive shaft out, I believe, to do this, because I want to keep all the lines together. We're going to be close, but we're definitely going to have to take off the dry shaft. Takes a 9/16 to do that. Now switch you over to the other side. And we'll take the dry shaft off here. Actually, this is the way that the motor turns over. Now, I've never did this on film before, so this is my first time making a video. I'm taking one of these off. We had 2 feet of snow yesterday. Please check out the 882 videos. Really happy with that 882. That machine will really push snow. Always thought an M18 had a lot of wall up. There's no question about it, but I'm pretty impressed with the diesel. Okay. Now I'm going to drive out that pin right there. We might be in a little bit of trouble right there. Maybe we'll take it off on the rear portion. Okay, now we have that side out. We'll see if we can get that to dry back. We'll get a chisel. Hit on it again. There she is. We're getting it, but he's coming hard. We'll get that really fine pin out of there. We'll definitely pick up that pin. Get a bar. See if we can get in there. There we have her. Now we have the dry shaft loose. Sometimes this stuff comes hard, there's no question about it. We're going to unhook the steering cylinder next. We're going to unhook the hoses first. Now this one here takes the 3/4. Some of my wrenches might have dropped down on my battery tray, so. Okay, I'll make sure that you're in my view right there so we can take the steering cylinder off. Now, I hope you like the unedited. Don't get discouraged. Some of these parts fight a little bit to get off. Now they have little washers in these bolts here. Show you them in just a second here. These are fine thread. This will take you just a few seconds to get out. And this one did not have any washers on it, but they do. They have these little copper washers that go there to take up the space. This one did not have it. You're supposed to have them between both of these Heinz joints right here. So next we're going to take the bracket off right in this area right there. I'm gonna flip that up. Right there, we're gonna pick up all our hardware after we're done. I'm gonna push that back down. Next, we're going to do the 3/8 ones. And need my 9/16. Now when I get done, I'll go get all the hardware rounded up. Now we're loose on the power steering orbital motor. Right there's the steering cylinder off. And we should be in pretty good shape. Take that orbital motor right off and the hydraulic valve. I'll get you right in there. Now I apologize, this video here is a little bit longer than normal. Going to have to unhook one line here, looking for 11/16. Just had 11/16 someplace. Well, I might have to go back to the box. Hidden. There we go. Don't usually like to manhandle a wiring harness like that, but and there is the steering orbital motor and everything. So I have to get the front lines off, and the gentleman wants to convert it and change the front end and everything. I'll get that off in a different video. I sure appreciate you following along. This job here is a little bit more intense, but just be patient with them. You'll get them. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and we'll see you in the next video.